Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. Let me begin the questions. I want to ask how the U.S. Attorney termination list came to be. Who suggested putting most of these U.S. attorneys on the list and why? Now that's the question that overhangs everything we're doing here. If we can answer that, I think outside of the reticence of the White House to cooperate, we would make incredible gains in trying to put this matter to rest, as the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Smith, has suggested we do as soon as possible. Tell me about it.
Mr. Chairman, I accept full responsibility for the notion of doing an evaluation of the performance of United States attorneys. I think as a matter of good government, we have an obligation as heads of the department to ensure that public servants are in fact doing their job. And therefore, I directed Mr. Sampson, then the Deputy Chief of Staff, and most recently my former Chief of Staff, to coordinate and organize a review of the performance of United States attorneys around the country. I expected that Mr. Sampson would consult with the senior leadership of the department, that he would consult with individuals who would know about the performance of United States attorneys much more than I.
But, Mr. Attorney General, you're the one that is here at the hearing.
Yes, sir.
You're the one that we talk to as the Judiciary Committee regularly communicates with the head of the Department of Justice. I approve and congratulate you on all those hearings and investigations, but tell me, just tell me, how the U.S. Attorney termination list came to be and who suggested putting most of these U.S. attorneys on the list and why. Now that should take about 3 sentences, but take more. But tell me something.
Mr. Chairman, it is my understanding that what Mr. Sampson engaged in was a process of consulting with the senior leadership in the department about the performance of specific individuals, and that towards the end of that process, in the fall of 2006, what was presented to me was a recommendation that I understood to be the consensus recommendation of the senior leadership of the department.
Okay, in other words, you don't know. And I'm not putting words in your mouth, but you haven't answered the question. I know the procedure, but look, we've got 30-something members of Congress, much of your staff. You've prepared for this. You've been asked something like this question before now.
Mr. Chairman, if I may respond to that, as I've indicated, I have not gone back and spoken directly with Mr. Sampson and others who were involved in this process in order to protect the integrity of this investigation and of the investigation of the Office of Professional Responsibility and the Office of Inspector General. I am a fact witness. They are fact witnesses. And in order to preserve the integrity of those investigations, I have not asked these specific questions. What I'm here today...
Okay, so that's why you're not going to answer the question, because you want to protect the integrity of the investigations. Look, let me ask you a specific example. Mr. Iglesias in New Mexico, who was not put on the termination list until October or November of 2006. We learned in last Friday's interview with your counsel, Matthew Friedrich, at the request of the White House and Monica Goodling, he met with 2 prominent New Mexico lawyers who complained about Mr. Iglesias' handling of a vote fraud case. He met them again in November, and they told him they didn't want him, Mr. Iglesias, to be the U.S. attorney. And then they said they were working towards that, and they had communicated about that directly with Senator Domenici and Karl Rove. Aware of that, are you?
I'm certainly aware of it now, and if I may, Mr. Chairman, if you're going to rely upon some testimony that others have provided, Again, I haven't spoken to others about their testimony. Could I see what in fact the testimony has been provided to? Because I haven't seen it. So
just take this recitation that I've just given you, sir. We are perfectly willing to let you see anything you want. We're cooperating, but cooperate with us.
I'm trying, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so is this correct?
I have no reason to believe it's not correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. You were aware of that then?
You mean at the time that I made my decision? At the time I accepted the recommendation, Mr. Chairman, I don't recall whether or not I was aware of that, but I will tell you this. I was certainly aware of the fact that the senior senator had lost confidence in Mr. Gonzales beginning in the fall of 2005, and that we had had several phone conversations where he had expressed serious concerns or reservations about the performance of the person that he recommended for that position.
Yes, and they had communicated directly with Karl Rove and Senator Domenici. You were aware of that?
Mr. Chairman.
Now, you're not under oath, and you said you always tell the truth.
My answers would be the same, Mr. Chairman. I want to be sure that I give the committee the most accurate and most complete answer.
So what are you saying?
What I know is
you need more information, and you want to see the reviews.
Of course, I would like to see exactly what he said, but I was aware of the fact.
All right.
At the time I made my decision, I was aware of the fact that, of course, Senator Domenici had called me several times. Mr. Rove, in a conversation that he had with me, raised concerns about voter fraud prosecutions in 3 jurisdictions in the country, including New Mexico. My recollection is that occurred sometime in the fall of 2006. I don't have any specific recollection that when I made my decision, I was aware of the specific conversations that Mr. Friedrich, I believe, may have testified to.
Thank you.